Hello everyone and welcome to another Brothers War draft. Uh, all right, um, Brotherhood's End is it's a good card for sure, but the problem is that most decks in this format play creatures that die to this 3 damage. Um, 3 damage is a lot. That of course means it will clear a lot of opponents' creatures too, but I prefer to curve out myself with my own creatures, so I don't think I'm gonna even take that as first pick. This pack doesn't have any strong uncommons. The Foundry Inspector I wouldn't first pick because this is only good when you have multiple good artifacts. Maybe multiple artifacts, of course, you prefer all your cards to be good regardless. But yeah, it's going to be the Mat or the Confrontation, and I think the Mat is more flexible here. I'm going to take the Mat. It's a really good 2-drop. It was a fairly weak pack. There's a Mox Amber. Alright, am I going to take a mythic rare thing here? I don't think I am. I'm gonna feel the retro artifact cards pretty surely once I open all my packs um, that I have from the Brothers War, and also I haven't opened the alchemy packs either that I got from drafting the alchemy drafts. So yeah, they will also yield these things, I think. Right. So or I'm not actually sure. Maybe they don't, but whatever. I'm not gonna rare pick that thing. There's a prison sentence. There's an epic confrontation. There's also a bushwhack, which could be interesting over the confrontation. There's a weak stone subjugation. But so yeah, it's kind of tough. I have passed the confrontation, but I like the bushwhack maybe most here. It's flexible also as a splash tool, so let's take that. And here, there's nothing that's amazing here, so since I have a bushwhack, I should take the Boulder Branch Golem. It's I think, the best on-color card, for sure, better than the red cards or the Razor Maw here. The Airlift Chaplain is quite decent, but let's see if this green can work here. Well, there's a Ocean Tactician, that is the best card in the pack, but I have nothing that's white or blue here. So I would kind of have to move to blue-white because of this thing. And there's another Boulder Branch Golem. I'm gonna just take that route in here instead. And it seems like white is open, red is not open. I can still play the Mat in a deck that doesn't have mountains in it. So the question is it gonna be either of these two white cards or either of these green cards? I actually think that I might take the Stalwart here because it is a way to get the 7 mana Boulder Branch Golem a little bit easier. So let's take that. And this way I don't have to commit to playing white if it after all seems like that something else is gonna be more open. Here I might actually still I would take the Fallacy Dragon Engine because I already have 2 reasons to have some ramp stuff, Power Stone token generating and stuff like that. And also I could still be red-green. Because while you can play Mat in decks that don't have mountains, you don't really want to do that with the Fallacy Dragon Engine. You want to be able to have the 3 mana version available as a spell to cast, which requires red. So if I take this, I assume I'm gonna be. I mean, this will only be in my deck if I can get the red mana easily. Alright, so there's a battery barrier. Green is definitely open. There's still a Stalwart and a Bushwhack here. You could take the battery barrier here actually, thanks to these things. It is actually quite good. And I can... Man, I would actually want to have another bushwhack, but battery barrier is quite late here now. And it's very good to help cast these expensive artifacts. So I'm going to take that. Yep, that is the pick here. Here I will just... I think this is a Tower Worker kind of a deck, thanks to all that stuff. So I can take that as a 3-drop. I don't like the Coilless Rock because I can't use Power Stones to cast the rock itself, or the battery barrier. Not that I have any Power Stone production yet, but hopefully I will end up with some. Okay, Tower Worker it is. And okay, I got the Epic Confrontation back. Very easy pick here, of course. Wow, it was the pack one that I opened. I wonder if the Mox Amber is gonna be here. Is someone else redrafting that? I might actually redraft it if it's still in the pack, but we'll see. Okay, so it is here. The other option would be the Rust Goliath, but I'm actually not that interested in the Rust Goliath. I have expensive stuff to ramp into already, so I'm gonna take the Mox Amber for redrafting purposes. I don't have more than 2 of these right now, so that will be making me even more sure that I will complete the entire retro artifact sheet as well once I open my packs, which will happen before the next set's release, and I will make a video about it. Here I'm just taking, I guess, a random card. I'm not sure if the dig site is going to be played in this deck. I will be interested in having islands and mountains in the deck, so I don't have room for lands that don't produce any color. It's still possible I don't play this thing or the mountain in there, but we'll see. I'm gonna take the Forge Chanter here regardless. It's a decent 2-drop if I'm going to play red as my main color. I could take this as a sideboard card, but I should maybe take the 3-mana 3/3 for curve. Just to have something to play on turn 3. It's a fine card. Brushland not doesn't produce the kind of mana I'm interested in, because so far it seems like I'm only interested in blue and red in addition to green. I could take the Flask because I could still become a kind of a Mightstone's animation sort of a deck, but there is a Steel Seeker, and I have now 5 artifacts out of 11 picks, so I think I'm gonna take the Steel Seeker here. Yep. And Sundering Titan, well, I do have a playset of those. Now this could actually be the kind of deck that plays this maybe from sideboard when the opponent plays similar colors than I, so I don't have to destroy my own lands. But it's not going to be the pick right now. There's a Subjugation, there's a Wing Commando, there's another Boulder Branch Golem, and another Steel Seeker. The Mindbreaker isn't actually that great. I'm not gonna pick that here among. I would take any of these 4 other cards over it, maybe even the Prowler. My other question is, am I gonna kind of ditch the red? The Dragon Engine still is something for which I do want to have red. Am I supposed to just take the Steel Seeker? I could also take the Subjugation, but I'm not sure about the blue splash yet. Let's take the Steel Seeker. Let's really go deep with the artifacts. Now I have a big reason to just pick mostly artifacts here, with double Steel Seeker especially. And this pack has one good artifact for me. I wouldn't mind having the Evolving Wilds here, for sure. And I would play the Clear Cutter in this deck as well. But Mask of the Jadecrafter is a really good artifact. And of course, it's a really good card, and it's also an artifact for the Steel Seekers here. So let's just take it and move on. And here I have an Epic Confrontation, Rust Goliath, a Stern Lesson, which would be good actually. I'm much more interested in having a blue-green base, and maybe have like one mountain for the Dragon Engine, especially if I find still an Evolving Wilds that I can pick. But I believe at this point I still... Am I supposed to take the Stern Lesson? It's really good to accelerate into all that stuff though. It triggers the... of course it does trigger the Steel Seeker, so okay, fine. I have a Bushwhack and a Confrontation. That's already 2 fight spells, so I'm gonna take the Stern Lesson over the Confrontation right there, and that means I'm also going to cut the Dwarven Forge Chanter. That means, because I won't be playing red as my main color anymore, and here I can just take another mask here, and now I take Tower Workers and stuff like that will be in high demand now, because this of course is a very mana hungry card. So now I want to survive in the early game and, beat the opponent in the late game. This could even be a deck in which Black Blade Reforged would be okay, but I think I want to have the removal spell now that I have already established that blue will be one of my actual main colors, so I should take the Lockdown Aura here. Okay, is that like a double Evangel that's getting passed? If I somehow was blue-black, I would have gotten a couple of very nice gifts there. Now this deck could even consider playing the Stone Retrieval unit, but I still think the Stern Lesson is the better one out of those 2, so let's take another one of them. Then there's some not so interesting stuff in here. Like I don't like even as a sideboard card. I don't like the Scatter Ray even as a sideboard card. I don't like the Ursa either. I'm going to actually just, and this deck doesn't need a 3-2 for 2, 3-1 for 2, so I'm going to take just the 20 gems here. And here I could take the depth charge Colossus here. I'm gonna take that. And I can, oh, there's a boulder branch. I was already picking the Blanchwood Prowler, but there is a boulder branch number 3. It is, I mean, I'm gonna take the boulder branch. It's such a nice stabilizing card. And now look at all these. I would be happy having the Archaeologist, the Prowler, and the Bulwark. All of them are decent here. And I actually think the Bulwark is even better. It triggers my Steel Seekers better than the Prowler, I mean. Yeah, wow, that's great. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna even play the Dragon Engine because I have a triple Golem here. I mean the Boulder Branch Golem, and of course I have the Colossus. Yeah, I don't think I need a flyer. Maybe I can use it as a sideboard card or something like that. Yeah, I have one Razor Maw already. I'm just taking the uncommon here. I don't think I'm gonna play it though, because, well, if you have enough artifacts, you can make some power stones. And this deck definitely cares about power stones, but it's still a 4-mana card you have to tap out for usually. I prefer the Giant Growth over the rebuff here. And pack 3 will show me a very nice red mythic rare, but it's a double caster, which means it's unsplashable really. Well, the card to pick in here. Now, I haven't found any Mightstones animations. If I had, the Energy Refractor would be an interesting pick for that purpose. But I think I'll just take the Weakstone Subjugation. It can be a cheap removal spell, and I just need to buy time with this deck, so I'm gonna take that. And what do we have here? Another Mutt. And a reconstructed Thapter, which I'm not that interested in. With too much, I might actually, well, I still have the Stalwart as a means to produce red. But let's see if I can find like an Evolving Wilds. Maybe I will consider playing one mountain in the deck, but I'm gonna take the Mutt here regardless. It's a decent 2-drop, which also triggers my Steel Seekers. That's very good. Okay, that's a third Mask of the Jade Crafter. Well, you know, I can take 3 of these. It's a little bit, you know, slow card, of course. But you can like play it on turn 2 and crack it on turn 3 for a 3-3. But I might be in a situation where I sideboard one of them out. I think I want to try to start with them in the main deck. Now here I have, wow, decent amount of options actually. Maybe the Epic Confrontation still is going to be the pick. Although I'm at the point where I'm gonna have to start, you know, cutting some cards from the deck. I think I can cut the Giant Growth easily. But, well, I guess the Perimeter Patrol isn't needed. I actually do care about, and the engine can be cut too. So now I will take either the Avenger or the Confrontation. Let's take the Confrontation. I passed one earlier, so now I have enough removal here, I believe. And now I can take let's take another depth charge Colossus. That's now enough expensive stuff. And Machine Over Matter as a trick. This cares about casting artifacts that have mana value 6 or more. Alright. I'll take the bounce spell. It can be useful maybe. I'm not sure if I'm going to... Yeah, I'm not sure what is gonna be the main deck configuration here. I can play the Bushwhack as my 17th land actually, but we'll see. Here I'll just take in the Flyer. Could be cut from the deck. I don't think I need this kind of an effect, but I still might play it. How many artifacts I have? 12 out of 25 for now. I could cut one of these depth charge Colossus. If I had 2 battery bearers, maybe I would be more interested in maximizing the amount of card draw triggers for this thing, but with only one, I don't think it makes much sense. Here I can take a 3rd Confrontation. Well, I'm not going to lack any of those, so I'm going to already cut one of the depth charge Colossus, and then I think from the main deck I should cut like one of the Confrontations, or maybe the Machine of Matter, or maybe the Wing Commando. I have actually have a bunch of non-creatures, so the Wing Commander will get some triggers for sure, but I just don't know if I'm actually that interested in them. I don't need any 2-drops necessarily here anymore, so I'm just thinking if I want to have access to this 3-1, if I want to sideboard it in against some stuff, but I don't think so. I'll just take an uncommon here. And well, my colors are open. There's also a nice white card here this late in the pack. I have 1 giant growth. This is not really an involuntary cooldown deck. Is this a deck that can play the rebuff? I don't care about these things anymore. I'll take the rebuff for the sideboard. Who knows, maybe I actually face a bomb I really need to deal with. I can take the Tinkering and Scatter Ray here. Okay, I think the deck is mostly done. Green was quite open, so I wouldn't be surprised to get something playable green, but I mean, I have already enough cards. I just need to cut maybe 1 card and then play the Bushwhack as my... Okay, well, the Gaia's Gift is quite nice too. Although the Alloy Animist works with this deck too, I have... Well, maybe I don't have that many Power Stones. I'll take the Gift. Might use it as a sideboard card, not necessarily a main deck card, but... Yeah, okay. Okay. Well, I will cut at least 2 cards, and I think I will leave it at that. Scrapwork mats can also help me. They can help me dig into more lands if I need them. So main deck cuts. I kind of want to put maybe still play the 1 Wing Commando. It's always a fine 3-drop. So maybe I should just cut 1 of the epic confrontations from the main deck and just cut the Machine over Matter and keep the Gaia's Gift in the deck. And this is now, these also can be played as a 4-drop, so I have a decent way to curve out here. And now this is 11 artifacts, a lot of triggers for the Steel Seekers, I believe, and this will be double triggers. Question is, am I going to be interested in playing 1 mountain in the deck, which I could also fetch with the Bushwhack? I don't think so. The mats are fine enough as they are, and I can still, in some games, maybe unearth them thanks to the Citadel Stalwart. So this should be the main deck now. Yeah, I think it's decent. There are some ways you could build it differently, but I like this, and I will just add now 8+8 basic lands, I believe. I could play 9/7 actually, because yeah, as you can see, I have nothing that requires blue until turn 3. I mean, usually you don't play the subjugation early in the game. And this Bushwhack requires green, and is also a blue source. So this doesn't count as a green source. It can count as your second green source, but not as the first one. So I will play 9/7 basics here. 9 of these. This is also another blue-green deck, just like my previous one. But this looks very different, has very different means of, producing wins. This is not an aggro deck with triple Wing Commando and pump spells. This is totally something different, even though the color pair is the same as in the previous draft. But yeah, this is the main deck. On the play, yep, that's decent. This will help me get some lands thanks to these masks. Of course, I hope they don't have like a disfigure on this Steel Seeker right away. Well, they'd have Swamp, but at least they don't have a... I mean, they could still have a disfigure in their hand. Okay, they milled me. So... just don't disfigure it, please. If I just draw 1 land here, and that would allow me to just play the Tower Worker and still trigger the Steel Seeker, and I would be in a very decent shape there. Okay, but they have a good start here, so let's see if I can hit my land drop here. Not yet, but this is another chance to get it. Or I can mill the deck. Okay, reveal. I would have milled the card if it wasn't a land. Yeah, no attacks, no blocks. I will take 3 here. I could have made a 1/1 here actually. It wouldn't have been the worst idea, and I'm not now a bit surprised why didn't I do that, because it's actually good in blocking the mud or just the vermin. That was a mistake. It would have also triggered the Steel Seeker. That was a mistake. Well, and they have a hasty guy here, so I definitely would have wanted to prevent the 2 here. But it is what it is. Now I'm gonna make the 1/1 now, as funny as it sounds. This is just a waste of tempo. I mean, I'm a fool, but oh well. Ideally I will get the land here. Okay, at least I got the land here. So now what I can do is that I will play the other Mask of the Jade Crafter, and I will play the Weakstone Subjugation on the Bleach Automaton. And that's a card I might be interested in having, unless I want to hit my land. I don't think I necessarily... Yeah, I can't play the Commando and the Confrontation in the same turn, because I don't have anything too big here to use the Confrontation with. I guess it's better to just mill it and try to hit my lands. I should have attacked with the 1/2 here, but it doesn't matter really. I mean, it can matter if I win. I would have won the game if I had 1 more damage to the opponent, but it was able to deal only 1 damage. Now they're gonna get value out of the Traxodemon here. Okay, now they've found a disfigure. I'm happy they didn't have it earlier. They didn't even want to attack. Well, that's good. Good for me. So at this point I should consider just playing the Tower Worker and having Gaia's Gift up, because I can make the token quite big here. The other option is to just make the token right now as a 5/5. But I like the idea of having the mana producer here, because I also can have mana up for the Gaia's Gift in here. Okay, they used 3 of their mana for that. Do they have an attack here? They don't. Okay, so I have now 6 mana, not quite enough for the Boulder Branch Golem, but it is now good time to make a 6/6. And yes, I know I don't have mana for the gift, but I just if they have like they can have of course a Power Stone Fracture, or they can have the Exile spell, but I have more big things coming up, including 2 masks in the graveyard, which I hope they are not able to exile at least anytime soon. And I will take here now. I can still block the 2/1. Okay, they had the Power Stone, so I can't block the 2/1. That was good for them. I take it 4 going to 9. It's still okay, because this will bring me back to 16. Sorry, 15. I always confuse the amount of life you gain with the amount of mana this costs, but of course it will only give equal to its power. Okay, so now it's there's not really any reason to do anything else than this. Hopefully they don't have more removal. It's better to use the 7 mana now that the Tower Worker is still alive. Visions of Phyrexa, well, I don't like that. Now I have to actually start dealing damage to them. They have a Blast Zone, which I don't think it matters too much. But yeah, this is gonna take over the game for them quite quickly. So I can make a 4/4 token. That might be good enough. I can also play Wing Commando and then have 4 mana still. Okay, that allows me to play these things. Let's first attack. Let's see if they are gonna actually go with some crazy blocks, because I do have a Gaia's Gift. I just don't think they're gonna do anything else than take 6 here. Oh, they can, jump with the mud. So now, am I gonna make a 4/4? I kinda like the idea. Just make a 4/4 for now. The Blast Zone can't kill tokens because it always enters with a 1 counter. So this token is of course 0 mana value. But yeah, they will get 2 cards per turn now. And that's why they can start doing stuff like jump blocking. So they were the aggressor, and now that they have a Visions of Phyrexa on the battlefield, they just care about stabilizing and winning with the amount of cards they're gonna be able to have here. Okay, they have probably a land to discard here. Yep, so they have been flooding out a little bit here, but they will find their spells with the Visions quite easily. They can also sack the mud to draw more cards. Can I win by them decking out? I don't know if that's a realistic thing. Another worm in here, right? Well, they can mill me land Stalwart. I don't care about them. The Stalwart is the only way to make the mud. I know it happened, but I don't care. Bulwark is something I can discard to the mud for sure. So before anything else happens, I'll just attack here. This is a fairly large amount of power I have here, and at some point I can trample over when that's gonna be like lethal damage. There's no point trampling over now when they are at 18. They can sack that for more cards. Yeah, the amount of cards they're getting, that is just kind of ridiculous, but... So that's actually only 3 damage now with that interaction. So now I will be playing this. I think I'm gonna play the mud, discard the bulwark. That's a good place to start with. I wanna have the flyer to get some guaranteed damage here. Land is good. I have a couple of stern lessons, but I wanna play my lands because of these masks. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm not necessarily gonna play the other mask yet. I'd rather keep mana up for the Gaia's Gift, and this mask also will trigger the commando on the next turn. Although that is... Well, okay, they have a scrapwork rate. They have a gurgling anointer here. This will pick up counters every turn now. But I can still kill. They're gonna get back. Yeah, this is gonna get a little bit awkward here. Well, that's also gonna be a big blocker when time goes by, but I have some big stuff here. Alright, alright. So with the anointer there, I don't think I have any reasonable attack with the wing commando. I know I could attack with it and use the Gaia's Gift, but that's not something I'm that interested in doing here. I will lose the mud if I attack with that. So 6-5 and a 4 for attack. So let's see if I'm gonna use the gift. I mean, this is gonna grow though. Maybe I should just... And if I just had another non-creature to make this into a 4-4 without using the gift, I would be so much happier about it. How can I push through here? I really hate that, because I played the wing commander just to push some damage through, but now they found a way to deal with it. They could have dealt with it with the blast zone anyway at some point, but they are not decking out anytime soon. I can't rely on that happening. They get too many cards per turn. They can overwhelm me. So I'm just thinking if I should attack with the wing commander, deal with the anointer before it becomes a even bigger threat. So they can block like a... I mean, I guess I'm gonna do that. Let's do this. Trigger the commando once. Do this, and now I will lose one of my ground guys. I'm wondering if I'm supposed to make a token out of this one. I will have still 5 mana left after using the Gaia's Gift here. Okay, so they actually... Well, that's good for me. They take 7 actually. Is this lethal if I use the... I mean, if I can make this thing trample 5, oh, that's... I think that's like 1 short of lethal. If I play the gift on the golem, they take 5 from trample, they go to 9. They go to 5 from this, and this wing commander will be prowessed into a 4-drop. 4 power creature. I mean, they would be at 1 when all is said and done. I don't think it's worth it. I'm gonna just do this, and then I'm going to crack this mask here. Am I gonna lose to a counter attack? I'm not losing to a counter attack. I can make this into a 7/7. So that's multiple things which I can, make trample. I don't know why did they actually make such a play that takes so much damage there. I don't know. They have a Junkyard Genius that can give them a win. I have 2 blockers, so because if they activate many stuff, I can block only one of their guys. But is that if they? I guess they might have a. This explains why they made the the block the way they did. I mean that they didn't really block, but this is not lethal yet. I don't think this is lethal either. This is 12 damage they can deal, so if they have a +3 somehow. Yeah, they need to deal 3 more. And of course I do have a lethal counter attack now, there's no question about it. They need 1 more mana to activate this for the 3rd time, but I don't think there's anything, unless it's land and excavation explosion, but they might have played a land already. Alright, well, that's why they didn't block, but they thought this would be enough, but the information was public. I mean, they knew that I can make a token and I will end up with 2 blockers in here. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm happy I won the game despite them having the visions here. So double knowing vermin. I don't like 1 toughness creatures when they have that, but I have both the 1 stalwart and also 2 of these moths. Is there any world where I cut some of that stuff? How about the mind over matter? Do I want to have the rebuff on some of the stuff? No, I don't really think, but I guess I could play the bounce spell over 1 moth. I'm gonna play the bounce spell. I don't want to have too many 1 toughness creatures when they have the vermin up, but don't think I need the removal though. They have some, like the Gurgling Announcer is really good, but I have 2 lockdown auras. Although the lockdown auras are bad against the Strax Demon, so maybe I should just cut those subjugations and actually just play the confrontation and like I don't know, giant growth maybe. This thing. Just a counter spell maybe. I have only 7 blue though. This is double caster. Wow. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I maybe should just play the 2nd moth after all. Okay, let's play the moth. Even though they have the knowing vermis. Okay, that is again good. The Steel Seeker drew a lot of lands for me in the previous game. Let's see if this can achieve the same. At least they didn't have a knowing vermin, which could be good to deal with the moth. But now let's see if they have the disfigure for this thing, or something like an excavation explosion, which I did not see in the previous game, but is of course a card they will have in their deck if they had the opportunity to pick it. Okay, that's a really good one, but it's not a disfigure. So they're gonna crack it right away. That means they might be needing a land. There is a land here, so let's see if that's gonna be that or the gruesome realization. They took the realization, so they do have the... So I'm not playing the moth now, although I actually might still... Oh, come on. So they had also the disfigure after all. I'm very sad now. I am very sad now. Well, I mean, if they use the realization just to kill the moth, I don't mind. So I'm actually going to do this. Just get rid of 1 of these lands, because now this is too many lands. Well, that didn't help much, but I guess I don't have to draw it on the next turn. So yeah, they're gonna draw 2 or kill this moth. Both are fine things. They of course draw 2. That is the logical thing to do. Moth isn't really worth using the card. Alright, well I do have a stern lesson now. I try to be the aggressor because they might play the Visions of Phyrexia at any point. And that would be really awkward. I need to play the stern lesson, then I can make a big token here. I could have played this turn lesson in the main phase because I could hit, the green 1-drop, the stalwart. But okay, well now I have a... But I thought that maybe it's not that important, but I still could have done it. There is okay, I'm gonna play it now because I have the bounce spell, which is gonna cost only 1 thanks to the moth. Wow, how many lands I'm gonna draw here? Alright. Well, I believe it's time to just do this kind of stuff. Play the mask. play the mask, kill the Thraxer demon, and block the automaton. And then my masks will produce me a lot of big creatures. So the first one will be giving me a 7/7, the next one will be giving me an 8/8, and then I still have the unearth options left, and I can even maybe kill the Trench Stalker with one of them. But let's make a 7/7. This mask is such a nice card, and of course now that I was flooded here, I even discarded 2 lands here, and I still have all these. It's not so bad situation when you have the tokens. Now let's see if they can kill this cleanly, because I don't like to take damage from the Stalker. They also have the possibility to start making the, they can have the uncommon they tried to win with in the previous game. So I mean they can make their stuff into menace creatures. I think I will just block that. Okay, well maybe not anymore. Although, yeah, I think I'll block. Oh, they don't even want to attack. What's this? So they can have the menace guy and make all the guys menace. So can I actually just make another 6? Is it a good idea to just make another 6/6 and kill the Stalker here? First of all, if I do this pre-combat, this will be a 8/9, take 4 damage. Okay, so they would have to double block it, which I would accept. I'm gonna do that. I don't want them to have access to all those guys. If they wanna double block, be my guest. I could have attacked with the mat, but I wanted to use it to block the automaton. And I'm gonna just make a 6/6. Let's not be too greedy. I still can start use those unearth options later on. 6/6 is, that's pretty much good enough. I have a 7/7 and a 6/6 now. They might have the steal a creature card, Sibling Rivalry. That's of course very nasty when I have these big creatures, but it's not like I can... I mean, I have a triple mask deck. Well, there it is. I have a triple mask, and they are gonna have... that's gonna be a Power Stone Fracture. I'm gonna jump it. Yeah, they're gonna deal with both of these now. Really annoying. Oh man, I just said that they can have the Sibling Rivalry, but what can I do with the triple mask deck? Not much. Okay, so I have here now 9. I can make a 6/6, or I can play this. I think I'm gonna use all my mana. I can save this 7/7 for a turn when I can, actually play this and something else. I'd rather use all my mana on this and make a 6/6. And then I can do the same on the next turn, but because I do have 9 mana available, I can draw like a 2 mana creature or 2 mana spell of any kind. Then I can play the Boulder Branch Golem on the same turn. These masks, of course, take all my mana. Well, they don't have to take, but it's ideally used like that. So, Worming and the Anointer. Well, that is a good one. Do they have anything to... They have a mat. Okay, they can jump block these guys, but they don't have blocks. Okay, they have... By the way, their deck is insanely good. But there's nothing much I can do about it. I mean, this stuff they have, it is really strong, but... Oh well, I'm attacking. Let's see what they do. I just have to push through all that stuff. They jump. So the Anointer will be gaining a lot of... counters here, basically because they can do this mud stuff. And now it's time to play this and the Boulder Branch Golem. Actually, I can now use the Stalwart to unearth the mud. So if I draw a land, I might just choose to do that, but let's see what they're gonna do first. So that's a third count, I mean second counter for the Anointer. Skull Flare. Yeah, I was able to put them to 7, but sadly they can, take the damage from these guys. I guess if I draw my Gaia's Gift, which I still have in the deck, they might have to, it's a bit risky for them to go to 6, take 6 going to 1. Okay, there's the Boulder Branch column, which I'm not going to discard, so I'm not going to do the mud part this turn. Let's just attack. There's not much for me to do other than that. They can't just keep jump blocking, they need to actually, you know, try to trade with those guys, but it's gonna mean that they will lose 2 creatures, whichever they try to trade with. At least they don't have the physics of Phyrexia going on right now. Okay, just a jump block. Okay, so they're gonna find some kind of way win in there. So am I gonna lose if they play the same thing, you know, the black-red uncommon? The activation that gives, you know, the other creatures menace and +1/+0 and haste, it's black and red +1 generic mana. So they actually, even if they drop a mountain, they can activate it exactly twice. No more than that. So these guys will have menace and +2/+0. That's 5, 10. That's 18 damage they can deal, but I can block one of their guys. I guess it would be safer to just play the Boulder Branch Golem. But I like the idea of to be able to double spell with the Golem and No, it's just safer to do it like this. Let's do it like this. This way I shouldn't be dying suddenly into anything. And they also need to block all of my creatures now. Even the Stalwart is a lethal attacker, so unless they gain life, they need to... And they can't also use the Scrapwork Rager anymore, unless they gain life. More Anointers. Now, is their deck like very high on powerful cards? But so is my deck with all the masks. But yeah, they're gonna get some cards back, but they can't really attack, of course. Now they just need to block all my guys. They need 4 blockers. They are down to 11 cards in the deck. They have drawn a lot. Interesting. So I will basically quite easily win with the guy's gift. Okay, they're gonna sack that to draw another card, which won't trigger anything anymore. Now well, I don't have a lethal attack, but if I attack with everything, they have to jump block with everything. Because I can, of course, tap the Stalwart to attack with this, but, you know, then I can't attack with the Stalwart. Now, because the Tower Worker isn't that great, maybe I should do that. I can see what else I draw. Yeah. Because now, of course, they do have to block everything. They can't double block anything. So it's not so great for them. It's actually very bad for them. They do get stuff back from the graveyard, but I'm gonna do it like this. Like this. Unearth. Ditch the Tower Worker. And then I will attack with everything. They will lose 3 creatures. But they will get something back with the Anointers. But the point is, I don't lose any of these. I mean, I'm not gonna lose a creature other than the Mutt, which is gonna go to exile in end of turn anyway. So I will have all these, and then I will play the land, and I have a 5/5 token even coming up. They can save the Skull Flare, but it's just one big guy. It doesn't help that much. Yeah, they can return the other Anointer, but I mean, it's just... they can't. Or could I have? I don't know. No matter what, I'm gonna do this and have a 5/5 in addition to everything else here. This mask is so good. And so are the Boulder Branch columns. The opponent can't even threaten any kind of lethal when I have gained 12 life during this game. And they even had a pretty perfect turn when they used the Sibling Rivalry and the Powerstone Fracture combination to kill a 7/7 and a 6/6 from me. Or something like that. I don't recall if that was the exact stat lines, but anyway, two big tokens with that combination. And now they need, of course, still to have Oh, they're gonna draw a card, which means that they have now only 3 blockers in here. They also are down to 8 cards in the deck. So if they keep drawing cards here, it's and they can't use this, yeah. And if they keep drawing cards, they're gonna deck out also. The Visions of Phyrexia won't be that good. It's only going to, you know, make it faster for them to deck out. Of course, I have a lethal attack now if that's... I mean... They might have a trick in their hand, but I'm going to just attack with everything. This is a lethal attack. If they don't have anything, because they have to take at least 1 damage if they block the biggest guys. I wonder if I'm supposed to leave the Bulwark into my hand, because I still have a Stern Lesson and a one other Mutt in my deck. And this is a card that doesn't really do much. The Surveil is valuable though. So maybe I would play it after all. Okay, now they need to find something like a Disfigure on the Stalwart. They had already 1 Disfigure played earlier in the game. That's exactly the damage I need. Of course they all lost their board too, so it's not like a... Even if they found, let's say, a Disfigure on this 1-1, they're still gonna die here. But I think they played 1 Disfigure, yeah, they got rid of my Steel Seeker in the early game. Right, well, this was just the power of the masks. I mean, each masks, even though it took a lot of turns, a lot of mana, but each of these masks represented like 2 huge creatures. So that's just a nice card. Well, with the Mutt, I cannot keep this. I actually, even if I don't draw a forest, if I draw just a 3rd island, I can actually play most of this stuff. They mulligan to 6, and I did draw my forest as well. Okay, so I wonder if what I'm gonna discard for this thing, if anything. I guess I can now discard an extra island. Okay, I have this card in my deck. This didn't make an appearance in the previous game. Another black-red deck. Okay, do they mill an artifact? They do not, so that's a 3-2 for 3. And I can block it with the Mutt. I think I should play the Tower Worker, because the Stern Lesson, it creates me a Power Stone, but it doesn't help me cast the Battery Bearer, which this thing does. So let's see, if I play the Tower Worker now, and I draw exactly an island on the next turn, that would allow me to... No, I don't actually. Maybe this Tower Worker is actually the kind of card I can, cast with the Battery Bearer ability. These things. Yeah, I have made up my mind. I'm going to play the Stern Lesson this turn instead, because this can be cast once I have this on the battlefield. Raised to the ground. That has been raised to the ground. It's not really such a big deal to me. What am I gonna discard? It might even be the 2nd Stern Lesson, because I think I'd rather have I'm gonna play the Battery Bearer on the next turn, no matter what. And I want to keep these things because they can, help me draw a card. Subjugation is my only removal for now, so I'm not going to risk with it. So I think it is going to be the Stern Lesson, so that I don't have to use mana on the just drawing more cards. It's 3 mana you have to use without affecting the board at all. Okay, sadly they did have that. I really was hoping that I could untap with that thing, but it's what it is. Now I can play this and mask. I know I could subjugate that, but I suppose I can take, 1 more hit from it, because then I can make a big mask at least. It's 6 mana currently. I suppose if I draw a land, I can just play the Boulder Branch Golem and that's it. Chain Dancer, okay. Let's do that. Get some life back. Make them use removal on it if they want to keep attacking into well, attacking, just attacking me, I suppose. They are down to 4, only having 4 lands. They did mulligan to 6, so they have drawn a very high amount of spells versus lands. That's a nice card. Yeah. But I guess, well, they can equip the Chain Dancer, but now they don't have the mana to make it into a double striker. So what I can do now is actually just to lock it down. But do I have anything else to do if I lock that down? So now the amount of mana I have available in this turn is 8. So I would take 8 damage if I let them attack, although that costs them 2 mana and I am at AC 17. Anyway, what I'm gonna do right away now is just attack with this and see if they want to double block. They don't, understandably. So now I could play the Death Charge Colossus and use the Gaia's Gift here. I mean, have mana up for the Gaia's Gift. So what is the suggestion for the Order Chapter? Not a good one. I need to leave a forest up here. So I'm gonna... I guess I could just crack the you know, make an 8/8 with this thing. And not even care about, you know... I could use the Gaia's Gift also as an offensive way to trample through a lot of damage. So I'm actually deciding otherwise now. I'm gonna make an 8/8. And then I have 14 damage here. And I can make one guy trample. And I can take this. So let's say if they attack with this, I don't care about taking 4. I don't even care about taking 8 if that means they have to use 2 mana for it. That doesn't leave them much up. They have at most 3 mana after that, and that requires them also having a land drop for this turn. Now they are not gonna consider. Okay, they have just a Dragon Age. Now this is really good. They don't have the second land for the... Are they gonna just re-equip the Dragon Engine instead? Nope. Okay, more masks. Man, the mask is so good. So I just attack with these guys and see what they do. Now what I could do, I can lock down... I should actually... Yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just actually now do this. Just do this. Oh, they have 1 black mana. They have a spell available. Okay, good to know. That is good to know. I think this is a fine way to tap those mana. So they have 1. I guess they can go with the... They might have a Disfigure or something. Which means I have to use the Gaia's Gift anyway. The problem is they can save the Disfigure if... So let's see, if I now let this happen, they're gonna play Disfigure end of turn, and then I will save my Golem with the Gaia's Gift. Then I don't get to trample any. But if I now use the Gaia's Gift, they have no reason to use the Disfigure, because this will trample 5, that's 1 short of lethal. They could also have the +2/+0 card. I don't want to miss out on the trample. I'm gonna do this. Because now they will be at 1 or something. Then I can play the other mask, and of course they will be in very much trouble here. This means if whatever trick they have, it's not gonna do anything, and they still take a massive amount of trample damage here. And they're at 1, and I have now, you know, 3 lethal attackers into their 1 blocker currently. And also a lot of more creatures coming up. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures I can still produce. That will take 4 turns, of course, but that's still something I can do over the course of this game. And of course it's very much to ask for them to deal with all of this stuff now. So sadly, I don't think I have anything for the crown. I could like have the bounce spell. I could have a counter spell. This also counters artifacts, but it's such a cheap card that it's not so easy to get to counter it. And I don't really plan on. You know what's very bad also with the scatter ray is that I have triple, and the same goes for the Ursa's rebuff, is that I have triple mask here. So whenever I use this mask, whether it's the via the unearth or not, I want to use like all my mana, and leaving up counter mana in that case is kind of awkward. So counter spells don't really work that well when you have multiple masks. But maybe the bounce spell is something I can use because well, I don't know. They have a Pyrrhic Blast, by the way. Good to know. Mishra. Swift Spear. I don't know if the bounce spell is going to be worth it. Especially because I do like all this stuff, including the Bulwark, maybe. Maybe I should... okay, I'm gonna just play a little bit this deck in the second game. If I saw some combat tricks like whirling strikes and stuff like that, then I would be more inclined to sideboard in the bounce spell. But not when I didn't see them. This is going to be a mulligan. With one land, it's just too risky. Let's go to 6. That is fine. I can... Sadly, the mat is now a little bit less so good because when you have to, lose cards from your hand, it's not so nice to discard other stuff. I'm very unlikely to actually... Okay, well, they have a good start. Very likely to discard anything. I guess I have to discard one mask just to get some lands. Yeah, okay, let's do this. I still have the other one. But the crown here means that I'm in... Yeah, that's a little harsh to try to deal with. They also have the 1 mana equip available because they play black and red. So I'm just gonna make this happen. That they get a card, but they will always get it. I can't just keep taking 3 damage from that thing, and trading with Mat is the best thing I can do. And they didn't have a creature, so that's at least good. I think for what I do here now is, I believe I just play the Stern Lesson here now and try to make these big mask tokens again, get a lot of mana available, and then maybe I can even outgrind the mask there. They're gonna deal 5 to me now. That mask is... I mean, sorry, the crown is just such a good card. Because the +2/+0 is also something that makes it so that I can't really ignore that thing. Which card here is gonna make the most sense? I don't think the Wing Commander is even a card I want to have here. I just want to have my big things instead. So first I need to trade with this guy, even though that means they're gonna draw a card. And it's gonna work the best if I just do this and make a 2/2 here. Doesn't matter if it's a 2/2 or whatever. Oh, of course 2/2 is easier to kill with stuff like Disfigure and Excavation Explosion, but if they have all that, there was no way I'm gonna win this game anyway. I have all my masks here, but let's see if that's gonna be good enough against the crown. Okay, at least they didn't have a Whirling Strike, but they do draw a card now. That's gonna eat the Mat, but I'd rather it's a Mat than a mask here, but they will also have a 4-power flyer now. That's a problem. That's a big problem here. I can't really even play this because I have to pay 3 to untap it. That doesn't even make any sense. So I'm gonna make a 4/4 for myself. And then I hope to draw another land. I can play the Golem here, gain 6. But this will be incredibly hard to win, I'm sure. Because they just keep playing spells every turn, of course. They are not gonna run out of cards. They're again stuck at 4 lands, and that means they have like, what, 6 spells in their hand. Chain Dancer, okay. Well, what does that mean? I don't want to kill the Locust, they get to draw a card. Yeah, let's kill the chain dancer, then deal 5, and I believe what I could do is just play this as a... I'm gonna just play this as a 3-3. Let's try to raise. I do have the Gaia's gift there, so if I just can, you know... Now they have a 3-turn clock. I'm gonna go to 6-2 and then I'm gonna die. They could have a 2-turn clock if they have more ways to deal damage to me. But I have a Gaia's gift which I also can use to block a flyer once. But let's see if I can actually raise them. Stoneseeker has menace. Okay, so they have now lethal attack. That is also annoying. So what I have to do here is I'm gonna play the bulwark, block the locust. Yeah, I have to just keep attacking for damage here. Because I have a game plan here which is very risky if they have any damage output. But what I can do here is I can do this and I can do this, and then I'm gonna use the Gaia's gift on the bulwark, get, you know, reach on it, block the carrion locust. At least I get to eat a overwhelming remorse from there as well. So now, problem is I used my Gaia's gift there. So I think I need to find one more epic confrontation to clear a way for my guys. I can, with epic confrontation I could you know, add to the power of my creatures. I would have exactly 8 damage with epic confrontation, assuming they have no blocks available. They are thinking about the response to my Gaia's gift. What is that gonna be? I'm putting a stop to upkeep because I might have to, you know, surveil. Sadly, this thing does have the defender. Okay, that enters tapped, so that's irrelevant. How about then? If they attack with the Stoneseeker, of course they're not gonna attack with the Locust anymore. And not with the Mistra either, so... But I guess I take only 2 in that case. Oh, that gives them another blocker. No. I don't think I can win any war. Yeah, I needed a Gaia's gift here. So surveilling isn't even... No, I need to have this as an untapped creature. So, they can deal 6. This has haste, so I first of all can't block the Locust, which means I'm gonna be at 2 here. I guess I needed to draw another Boulder Branch Golem. That's what I needed to do, you know. I would have not had 7 mana, I would have had only 6, but I would gain 3, which would help a lot. But now, let's see. I need blockers on the... 2 blockers on the Stoneseeker and 1 blocker on the Prodigy, and I need to still block one of the 1 power creatures and this. That's a 4 blockers total. I'm going to attack with both of these and hope they are going to block themselves, because with... I mean, I guess they can block with the Mistra and the 1-1. Then I'm just gonna be dead. Are they gonna... Well, they might take 3 here, because even a giant growth wouldn't be enough. Although if I had a... Okay, that's actually really good. They are gonna lose their flyer. Wow. They do get the card, yeah, but now I'm not necessarily dead. They can give the Stoneseeker the equipment, but that's not gonna be lethal by itself. So if they attack with the hasty guy and the stones, I can take 4, assuming they will equip this. Then I have to block the Mistra and the hasty guy, and then that's actually fine still. Okay, I am having some kind of a chance here. I believe what I'm doing here now is I'm gonna play this Colossus as a 6-6, and then I'm going to make a 2-2 out of this. Oh, no, 1-1 only. But 1-1 is enough to jump block something. I don't have the surveil mana up, but it's fine. That's enough blockers for what they are presenting. Now I can also double block, you know, the Seeker, for instance. It's a very surprising thing that they chose to... Okay, they have a Disfigure, but still that they chose to actually block with the Carrion Locust, which is there, you know. I didn't have a reach guy. It didn't get permanent reach. Maybe they thought that the Bulwark is reach permanently, which it is not. Okay, I can block that with the bulwark. They don't even have mana for the crown. They could have played this a little bit differently. Definitely. Yeah, I take 2 from that guy, which means it will be lethal, but I mean, if I double block this, I die. So this is really not a hard question to answer. A cheap creature is good. And this depth charge Colossus is also able to untap. So now I can actually take the Mishra and the Clay Revenant. They might not block with the Clay Revenant though. I don't have to worry about that. But I can double block these with the Stalwart, Depth Charge Colossus. I can't unearth and I cannot make a 1/1 out of these masks and play the Stalwart and untap these. That would require a total of 8 mana. I have only 7 here. But anyway, the only way to try to win is to be very aggressive and push for damage. They have to block here. They go to 4 now. I would win with a Gaia's Gift, but it's fine. So do that, and then I just play the star. Or maybe it's a mana efficient play is to not play the Stalwart on this turn, because if I play the Stalwart, I have a few mana that I won't be using at all. So I'm gonna make a 1/1 out of this. So even if they block, yeah, they need to have a removal on the 1/1, then they will win. Or another hasty creature, but they have only 2 cards I don't know about. Do they have a removal spell? Or a pump spell? Of course, a Whirling Strike will also make them win, but this is the moment of truth now. This is the only play I have, and I'm gonna take 2 extra damage this turn. They will draw a card here. Okay, I didn't die to a Whirling Strike. They could have an Excavation Explosion, or the, Pyrrhix, what the burn spell that sacrifice a creature deal equal to its power damage. That's not it. I have a lethal attack coming. Do you have another blocker? They do, but they have to jump block these guys. Oh, and I have a... I drew my own removal spell. So this is actually a win here now. Pretty amazing stuff. Pretty amazing stuff. I should have... Well, it doesn't matter. This is just a... But even if... I mean, even if I didn't throw that thing, I would have just, they would have been forced to block, jump with both of them. I get to play a Stalwart and, another token here. Untap this guy. Yeah. These big things, they can be quite nice. Also very fun. I'm like a Timmy Spike, if you know about those player psychographics, or what's the term? Timmy Johnny Spike, or Timmy Tammy, Johnny Jenny, and Spike. I'm a Spike primarily, but I'm a Timmy secondarily. I like big creatures. Alright, this is fine, and hey, I have 2 of these guys. I'm happy to again see one of them. I didn't see that. Or did I see it in the previous match? Well, it doesn't matter. So that's going to give me, hopefully they don't have a removal like a Swamp Disfigure is one of the few things that could work at this stage in the game. Oh, I even drew a land naturally. Well, in that case, I will play for now a Tower Worker. And that's going to even draw me a card. Yep, lucky. So they could have the 1/2 flyer, but it of course can't kill the Steel Seeker, so this attack is safe. They could have also of course had them, the deal 3 damage to a tapped creature. But I guess it wouldn't be so bad if they kill this, because it already got me a card. Well, I'm gonna, if they have a giant growth beam, I guess I'm gonna block it. Anyway, sprite there, alright. So now I have so many cards, but I'm also very close to getting the Boulder Branch Golems here. I can play a mask I could play a Moth, but I actually don't want to discard anything right now. The Moth doesn't even block the sprite. So what I prefer to have here instead is check if I can draw a land here, because I can play the Stern Lesson also. And then that means, oh, look at this. I actually need to play the island though to play the Stern Lesson. So now that means I have a Boulder Branch Golem on turn 5. Because I will make a... Assuming the Tower Worker survives, that is it. I should maybe play this right now, because I want to have another trigger out of this if possible. That means I won't be blocking the Paratrooper. How are they gonna kill this at instant speed? I guess they don't, so I don't have to do that. So this is, as long as the Tower Worker will survive here, I can play the Boulder Branch Column. So maybe I shouldn't block with it anyway. I do want it to tap for mana on the next turn. Okay, they play a pre-combat Refractor. They might not attack with the Paratrooper now that they saw me block it on the previous turn, so... Okay, well they are tapped out now, unless they have a land drop. Well, that's still a possibility for a Giant Growth, but I don't think they're gonna attack with the Paratrooper now. They could have attacked with the Sprite, because I can only block with the Silent Steelseeker. Alright. I don't need all those lands. I can discard one island here. That's gonna be good. Because I could, you know, mill with this thing, but I didn't want to, of course. Here, let's get our Boulder Branches. Live more cards. Battery Repair, yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I am going to keep that. So green-white there, right. I have a lot of artifact creatures, so my deck is a bit weak for the Argonaut sprites, but I have a removal. I have even a third one of these in my sideboard, and I have 2 of those blue lockdown auras. Howling Mine. Okay, so they have the cute interaction, because they can. This only makes the player draw a card if this is untapped during their draw step, and of course they can always tap the Howling Mine. So I should kill this Stalwart with the Confrontation. It's the main priority here, because otherwise they're gonna get the extra card every turn. Okay, they kill that. I take 3 here now, which is fine. Why wouldn't they attack with the Paratrooper? I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna kill the Stalwart. I want also to draw cards from that thing. But I can play the Battery Bearer and then the Epic Confrontation from the Tower Worker mana. It doesn't seem like they have a Giant Growth there. And I guess the Giant Growth wouldn't help against this now. Okay. Also this cuts them from mana. But mostly I just, you know, don't want to. By the way, I can cast this guy still. Well, I'm not gonna discard anything, but I might... I mean, even if I draw lands, I don't want to discard them, because I have a mask here. So let's do this. That's a trigger from the Steelseeker. Maybe I should have done this first, but... Okay, I got the land. Actually now, I also have the Stern Lesson though. I'm not gonna play the land, but... Okay, fine. Actually, let's discard this land after all. Because in the end, as long as the Battery Bearer survives, I mean, I have a lot of mana. All my creatures tap for mana. That is usable for the mask here. Okay, that's another very good one, but... But I have very big things coming up here. Well, we'll see how many artifacts they're gonna have, but I also draw 2 cards per turn. Thanks to the Howling Mine now not being tapped on my turn. Okay, Epic Confrontation, which will... I think it's gonna just deal with the Dissident, right? But now I have so much mana available, this is gonna take time to process everything here now. So well, let's play the land. I don't think this is a Stern Lesson turn. If I play the land, that's 6 lands, 1 Power Stone, that's 7, plus all these, that's 11 mana I can have. So I can play this, and I can play... I could play the Stern Lesson though, but... This can kill this guy. It will be a 4-6 that has taken 1 damage. Well, let's do this first, I guess. I think I can attack with it, because I don't need to use mana from the battery barrier. I can then cast... Yeah, I can attack for 5 here. But I should do this pre-combat, because if they make somehow me lose the... Oh, I also draw the card. Man, forgot about that part. And I reveal a land here. Let's not deck out, shall we not? Yep, if they have nothing, they can't really block this guy, so let's deal 4 damage. Yep. So I have like still a bunch of turns here left before I deck out to this Howling Mine. Hero of the Dunes returning Dissident, I believe. Okay, none of the Stalwart, so they can start doing their stuff with the Howling Mine. But I can use the Bushwhack. I'm not even that sure if I need it. I don't think I need the Stern Lesson necessary either. So Bushwhack kills a... I guess it kills a Hero of the Dunes. I'm going to make the mask here, but how big of a mask I'm gonna make? I'm gonna do this also. Well, the 6-5 is going to attack. I don't think I really need to play any other creatures here though. Maybe I should play one. I can make a huge token regardless. But I don't need... okay, let's just do it like this. Can I attack with this guy then? They can double block. No, I don't want to attack with that. So this here, this here, this here, this here. I have 1 timeout, so I do have time for this. Now this leaves me mana for... Do I want to have a blocker? I don't want to have a blocker. So this is fine. This is now 11 token. Maybe a little bit overkill, but hey, it's fun at least. Yeah, let's draw the island. I'm gonna Bushwhack now there. Actually, the Hero of the Dunes, because it's gonna pump all of their guys. Now this is meaning that they have to start jump blocking, or they... Well, at least they have to start jump blocking on the next turn. Because this is just a lethal attacker. Now they can have, of course... They can, of course, have a... kill spell on the... Or maybe not a kill... Well, it could be also a kill spell. Like disenchant or shoot down, but they could have a lockdown aura. One thing that what I can do with the weak stone subjugation is to tap down the Howling Mine. Then this will always be tapped. Okay, they have this thing which is not really that important for them. More masks, so I'm gonna just fill the board with huge sized creatures. Am I going to... Well, they have to jump block the A1-1. I'm just attacking with these guys first. I can tap with all the other guys for mana. If they go to 3 now, they are gonna face a... Yeah, that's going to be very tough for them to... Yeah, from this 3 mana, it's a lot to deal with. So what I can do now, I'm just gonna play the land no matter what. I don't need 1 big creature, I can make 2 big creatures. So let's use this. I don't need to play the Steel Seeker, it's unnecessary. But I can now just... Let's first see what this shows to me. Boulder Branch is totally fine. Now, that's 7 lands, 4 creatures I can tap. That is 11 total. So, and if I remove 3 from it because of the unearth, I can split, I can make 2 4/4s. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I could also make a 5/5 and a 4/4, but let's make 2 4/4s. That makes sense. Yep. I just had to make sure I have the green mana for the unearth here, which I do. I lose a few triggers here, but then again I don't want to deck out either. So. It doesn't matter so much. I have, you know, I have all the cards I need. I still have one mask in the graveyard. But now that they are at 3 life, they will be in. I mean, they have to block everything that can deal at least 3 damage, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. They are not in a position to apply any damage to me because I'm at 30 thanks to all the branch golems. And even though they draw 2 cards, they have only. Well, they also they draw actually 4 there. Sorry, 3 cards, but they had to use 2 mana for it. So how can they deal with my board using only this amount of mana that they have now? I also can lock down one of their blockers. The size of their creatures doesn't really match up. That's actually a good card, but I mean they can kill one of my things. The 11-11, for instance. Or maybe even the battery bearer. But it's not gonna be that great. I can actually lock it down so they don't get to block and you know, gain the life. I will have just a lethal attack unless they have. Well, I like the fact they are tapping out here now. So they have 1 of white mana available. That is not going to allow them to do anything relevant here now, is it? Because if I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lethal attackers, then yeah, they have to block those. So I can just do it like this. And this is gonna be a lethal attack now. 1 white mana, can't really. Because they have to block the 3, the 6, the 4 and 4. And then they still take 1+1+2, which is 4. They go to -1. And the 1 white mana shouldn't be able to help them. Alright, so they have green-white splashes for black for the Hero of the Dunes, for the Powstone Fracture. I guess the Unearth for this thing. They have a couple of energy refractors, they have multiple stalwarts, so they do have the splash ability there. Now the Howling Mine thing means that I don't want them to get those cards. I will definitely play my 3rd confrontation in this matchup, and I don't think the Bulwark is necessarily what I want. It's not very good against these Paratroopers or the Agothian Sprite, so it doesn't do a good job of blocking in this matchup. How about something like a Giant Growth, or maybe more like a... Do I want to cut something else here? I think the Subjugation might not be... I mean, it's not good against the Paratrooper because they still have the activated ability up. It can lock down the Howling Mine by itself, of course. It's not good against the Dissident, not good against the Hero of the Dunes. Yeah, it's not good against all of their stuff. So I could see maybe, now that I took the confrontation here, I could see cutting one of those and playing maybe like either the Bounce Spell or a Giant Growth as like a cheap interaction, which I think could be sweet here. Let's maybe try the Bounce Spell. Okay, that's the sideboarding done. Yeah, you could kind of keep this because I think I would if I had 5 lands and especially a 2-drop here, but it doesn't do anything that affects the board. I will lose. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan that, and this is a better hand. And I can't play the Bounce Spell. I mean, when you mulligan Bounce Spells, they are usually the first things to go away because you are already down a card, and Bounce Spell means also that you're gonna be down a card. So that's an easy decision there. Refractor. Now they have all the colors they need. I think I'm actually going to ditch the Gaia's Gift here. I don't think it's that good now, and I will ditch a land for the Stern Lesson anyway. So I didn't really feel that I want to put the forest away. I actually don't want to go to 7 mana. Stern Lesson gives me a Power Stone. Bushwhack, I wanna save. They actually didn't play anything yet, but they might have the Flash Flyer. Regardless, I'm just playing the Stern Lesson now. Yeah, they have now that that thing. So, but they didn't have yet the Ocean Dissident, or what's the gold uncommon from black and sorry, from green and white. That's what I really want to kill with my fight spells. They can get the land if they want to. They did. Key to the city, okay. And here, well, it's not going to be the land. It could be the tower worker. It can kind of block the paratrooper, but my next turn. Yeah, I think I'm going to just kill the paratrooper with an epic confrontation. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Then I will play the Mask of the Jade Crafter. I think that's how Worker is the card I need least here. I know I could have played also the Tower Worker, but I wanted to keep the Mask here because it's, you know, better. So here, confrontation this guy before it becomes a problem. I can then even attack for 3 unless they want to jump block. And then I can, well, now that I drew a land, the bushwhack has a good chance of not being used as a way to fetch a land. Because now, of course, ideally what I can do here is that I will just make a 6/6 on the next turn, and then I will have drawn an extra land for the following turn, so I can play the Golem as a 7-drop. They have a weld there for sure. Okay, well that's the land for the next turn. Not gonna attack into the 1/1 with my Mutt. Doesn't really seem to make sense. They didn't want to loot. It costs 2 mana, so that's quite a heavy cost there. Yeah, I'm gonna save the bushwhack for the green-white uncommon that adds counters, if possible. So let's see how many ways they have to deal with my big creatures. That's one way to deal with it, but I have more of those coming. I have a Golem and then another version, another mask here. Any spells there? They have 3 mana left. Warlord Elite, okay. That can deal with something. It could even deal with the key to the city, but of course this turn is rather easy. Just this here, and I think I might even choose to bushwhack the elite, or maybe I can just subjugate, because what they can do, they can make it unblockable now. They can make it unblockable, and then I can, for 1 mana, kind of neutralize it. My big creatures are able to raise them. I take 5 now, but let's see if they have a... What is their play gonna be for this turn? 4 mana up. Another removal spell, or is it time for me to continue dealing my damage? I think I'm actually going to also attack with the Mutt here, because it's actually taking 1 jump block away from them. And my Mutt doesn't really do much here. And now what I do here is get the mask. I think I'm gonna just make a 5/5 here. I don't need to use the subjugation right now. And next turn I have 2 removal spells here. And I'm of course way ahead in the race here. They use 2 mana to draw a card, of course. If they discard it, they usually also want to draw a card. But that means they have only 5 mana up now. And they can't attack with the elite unless they are willing to trade using the paratrooper. Okay. Now, sadly... Well, they could have Gaia's Gift, but then again, if they do, then I will... I mean, we will see it now, because of course I try to lock this guy down and attack for lethal now. Yep, They could have had like a, you know, some other kind of trick, but this weak stone subjugation of course works against everything else than a Gaia's Gift. So that's why I started with that and not with the bushwhack here. But yeah, they had nothing and I have 11 damage to their 9 life. So that's it. And another trophy, man. This I've been really on a good streak here at the end of the kind of a format here now. But that's maybe it just took a bit of time for me to start understanding what's good in this format. But and interestingly, just at the end of the previous draft I had, which was a blue-green aggressive deck, totally different kind of a deck than this. I did talk about that how you can in this format, the color pairs are not really locked into a certain archetype. Even black-red doesn't always have to be a black-red sacrifice deck. I have had some Power Stone ramp focused black-red decks that didn't have any, you know, kind of a sacrifice theme. But this is a really good contrast to my previous deck, which was, it had triple wing commando, it had multiple pump spells, didn't have any of these Boulder Branch Golems or anything that's expensive. And this deck here had, you know, basically 3 Mask of the Jade Crafters, 3 Boulder Branch Golems, which really defined the deck. And I just won with huge creatures here. Of course, if you already didn't know how good this card is, you saw also how good this card is, because it really performs. All you need to have is, you know, ways to make a. I actually didn't have even the is it the Argotian Opportunist, the 3 mana 3/2 that creates a Power Stone upon entering battlefield. That would have been, you know, much better than, for example, the Wing Commando here. I didn't have it, but I had a couple of Stern Lessons and Tower Worker, and of course this thing that taps for mana, this thing that allows me to have more access to more mana. I wasn't really in big trouble. I was often able to get enough big creatures with the masks here, and I was able to cast these uh, as a 7-drop easily. So yeah, this was a pretty sweet deck, and also sweet because of being such a different than my previous blue-green deck. Alright, so I think there's still a couple of drafts left of this set before the next set, so I will see you in 2 days, and in another Brothers War draft. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.